Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing well today and that you're ready for a wonderful yoga flow. I forgot to put this in the email/description box below, but you are going to need at least one block today. If you don't have blocks, make sure that you have books. You can also use books and make sure that the books are nice and sturdy, nice and stable so that they're not going to slip around. Okay, so you're going to need at least one of these guys today. Of course, if you practice with more than one, you are more than welcome to utilize your blocks and any other support at any point in time during today's practice. And also, because today's practice is a little more energizing, a little more fluid than what we've done in the past couple of weeks, I just want to remind you that you are invited and more than welcome to take child's pose at any point in time. Today, just as every other class, is a choose your own adventure class. What I mean by that is take what you want, leave what you don't. You always have permission to ditch what you do not want. And I'm going to go through a number of different variations through some of the poses that we have today. Again, take what you want, leave what you don't. A quick grounding to begin. So find yourself in Sukhasana, your legs crossed or legs straight out in front of you, hands cupped over your knees or palms face the sky. See, options already. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Allow your eyes to close. We're going to take a quick grounding here just to get a sense of where you are today. For some of us, Mondays still feel very much like Mondays. And for others, perhaps the days have melded all together amidst this whole social distancing COVID environment. In fact, I saw a meme the other day where it was like there were the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They crossed off the first three letters of each word. And so at the end of the day, it just said day, 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 day. Maybe that's how you feel. Yeah, just dropping expectations and anticipations. You're here now. You've arrived. You've arrived for the next 45 minutes. And as the next 45 minutes are concerned, there really is nowhere else that you need to be. There's nothing else that you need to do. Take relief in that. Just breathe. Breathe fully. Breathe deeply. Give your body a chance to catch up. Give your mind a body to catch up with the memo that there's nowhere that you need to be. That also means that there's no rush. Slow, slow. Nothing needs to be gripping or waiting. There's no more being on your toes. It's all about being in the zone, being in the flow. That flow state, that being in the zone state, I was saying in my email, is the state that painters and writers and all sorts of other creatives get into when they're creating their art. And don't for a second think that you don't count as a creative. We all are. And that's our natural form of expression, however it comes out. Being on the mat can be one of them. And as you notice, things begin to soften, like the space between your brows and your jaws and your tongue away from your mouth, like your shoulders dropping away from your ears and your arms and your legs begin to soften. Notice that your pace also slows down. Long, deep inhale. Long, deep exhale. And no matter the pace of your flow, what occurs on this mat, the rhythm of your breath will always anchor you. Finish off with a quick body scan. And head down to your toes. Notice how everything is feeling. Checking for the places that can be and want to be challenged today. Let's make it work a little. And the places that need some kindness, some ease and gentleness today. The wisdom is discerning which is which, so that you're not slacking and you're not pushing yourself too hard either. And on your next inhale, gently flutter your eyes open, arms up toward the sky. Reach up, stretch up. Maybe sway from side to side if that feels good. And make your way into child's pose. Feet come behind you, big toes come together, knees as wide as your mat or as wide as you need them. The wider they are, the deeper the hip opening you're going to get. Arms stretched straight in front of you and keep your elbows off of the mat this time, just to keep a sense of energy about this, a sense of activation. Actively draw your sit bones down towards your heels. Actively draw your fingertips toward the top of the mat. Almost as if you're peeling yourself open from top to bottom. Finding that length in your spine feels good in your whole backside. And on your next inhale, deep breath in, open up the back of your lungs, the back of your heart. And exhale, allow your elbows to come down. One more long, deep inhale. And exhale, and take a moment here to set an intention for your practice today. What is it that you're needing? What is it that you want to focus on or to get out of your practice today? And then inhale, next inhale, rise all the way up into tabletop position. Tuck your toes underneath the mat and hips up toward the sky. Downward dog. Find some freedom here as you pedal out your feet and do whatever it is that you would like to do in your downward dog. Start exploring the movements of your body. Maybe getting a little bit of side opening going on. Freeing up your back leg line, freeing up your spine, and eventually you find stillness. Press your hands down and up into the mat, pressing down especially through your fingertips and your knuckles. Nice. Draw your heels toward the back of the mat and draw your hips up toward the sky. Yeah, you can feel that an extra lengthening through your back leg line. Then slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Little bit of a brisk pace, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Of course, you bring a bend into your knees if you need, and you know that you need a bend in your knees if you're feeling pulling in your low back. Rock from side to side and up and down. Continue to find space between your neck and your shoulders. Let it feel good. Let it all feel good. And allow your arms to completely dangle. The weight is emphasized on the balls of your feet. Inhale, flat back, look forward, hands on the ground or hands on your shin, whatever gets you your flat back. Exhale, lower down, and inhale, arms come all the way up toward the sky, hands to heart center, palms face forward. So we're trying to tap into a state of flow today so that you are drawing into these movements naturally, organically, without having to think too much about it, so that you can enjoy these poses. We'll start off with a Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up toward the sky, gaze between your thumbs, and exhale, swan dive down toward the ground. Take any variation that you'd like. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat. Flow through, lowering down into Chaturanga or all the way onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Nice. Let's try that one more time. Bring a bend into your knees. Come high up onto your tippy toes. Hop or step toward the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And this time you might have space to take your peace fingers over your big toes. Long, deep inhale. And exhale in your forward fold. Remember, you can bring a bend into your knees if you need. Gently release. Inhale, flat back, look forward so that you don't get a head rush. And exhale, arms up toward the sky, gaze between your thumbs. And exhale, swan down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat. Flow through, second time. Chaturanga Dandasana or onto your belly. Move at your own pace. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Letting these movements be fluid, letting them feel good. Gently come down onto your knees, nice, and swivel toward the long edge of the mat. Let's get into our sides a little bit, and also to activate our core. I feel like I haven't told you in the last few classes to activate your core very much lately. So left foot comes out beside you, right hand down beside you. This should feel fine on your right knee, but if that knee is sensitive or your ground is really hard, you can always fold your mat in half so you have a little bit more cushion. Now, my foot beside me or behind me is just shoelace side down on the ground. If you'd like, you can always tuck it in underneath. Right hand down beside you, left arm up and over your left ear. Nice. Feel that opening through that left side body, and then activate that core, belly button to your spine and lift. Nice. Left toes point toward me. Gate pose. Lower that left foot down, lower that left hand down towards your left leg, and right arm comes overhead. Let's flow 3 more times. Inhale. Right arm comes down, left arm overhead. Lift that left leg. And next breath, left hand to left leg. Nice. Right arm over your right ear. Lower down. Nice. Flow through. Your own pace. Last one. And make sure you're focusing on that opening through your side body, through each movement. Nice. Stay here for a hot second with your right arm over your right ear. For the last one. And inhale, rise all the way up. Drop onto your right sit bone. You might land off of your mat, and that's okay. Stay off of it or shift yourself over, whichever will do. Arms up toward the sky. Pivot about 45 degrees toward that left leg. And exhale, forward fold. Your hands land wherever they land. Lead with your heart. Rather than rounding your back to try to get your nose closer towards your leg, lead with your heart. 2 feet in front of you is where your gaze is at. Inhale, rise up. Right hand comes back down beside you, and left arm up and over your left ear. Full sole of that left foot down on the ground. Stay here for 1 more breath. And exhale, lower back down. We're going to really want to warm back leg line. So arms up toward the sky, pivot toward that left leg. 1 more go. Find your edge. You're not doing nothing, but you're not overextending your hamstring or your calves either. Inhale, rise all the way up. Nice. Come back onto your knees. If you need to fold your mat in half, do so that you can support that left knee. Right leg comes out beside you. Full sole that right foot on the mat to begin with. Left hand down beside you. Right arm up. Right arm up and overhead over your right ear. Nice. Reach with your fingertips. Feel that opening through that side body. Your chest is facing me. You're not curling towards your mat. Your chest is facing me. And go ahead, activate that side body. Lift that right leg up, gate pose. Left arm plants nice and firm down onto the ground. Then let's flow. Inhale, rise up. Right hand to right leg. Left arm up and over your left ear. Inhale, rise up. Left hand plants down, right arm up and overhead. 3 more times. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach over with your left. Nice. Reach over with your right. Moving at your own pace. Focusing on the opening through your side body. Okay. For that last one, allow yourself to enjoy here for an extra breath. Left arm over your left ear, your chest still facing toward me rather than curling in. Rise all the way up and drop onto your left sit bone. Right leg out in front of you, arms up above you. Pivot 45 degrees toward that right leg and exhale. Lower down. Just noticing how your back leg line is doing. We're still waking up. Gaze 2 feet in front of you. And just having awareness. Any differences you notice between both sides. You can probably see it with me. I can almost reach my chin to my shin on my right side, and my left side is just so tight today. So that's just awareness. Inhale, rise up. Left hand comes down behind you. Right arm sweeps up and over your right ear. Rise up onto your left knee one more time. Right arm over your right ear, lengthening that side body. And lower down. One more time, forward fold, both arms up toward the sky, and exhale, fold over that right leg. Nice. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Hands come in front of you, feet behind you. Tabletop position and press back, downward dog, hips up toward the sky. Inhale, right leg up toward the sky. Keep your hips square to your mat to begin with. So don't open up through your right hip just yet. Square. Nice. Right heel comes all the way up toward the ceiling. And now bring a bend into that right knee. Open up that right hip. Really press into your left arm. Draw your left shoulder away from your left ear. Lengthen that right leg back behind you. Exhale, sweep. Right foot in between both hands. Nice, low runner's lunge. Here is a good place to use your blocks if you want a little bit of support. Otherwise, fingertips on either side of the ground beside your right leg. And we'll flow here. Exhale, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Only go as far as you need. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Gently lower down onto that left knee. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Oh, notice that left hip flexor. If you've been doing a lot of hiking or walking, as we tend to do during summertime, this is going to feel so good for the front of your hips. The left arm comes up toward your left ear, and maybe even tip on over toward the right-hand side. We'll give our hips a little bit of love. Inhale, rise up, both hands toward the center of the mat, and right foot toward the outer edge. You can peel open onto the outer edge of that right foot if you'd like. Right hand on your right leg, gaze over your right leg. Both hands back to center. Right foot back to center. Take a gentle twist. Inhale, right arm up toward the sky. And exhale, right hand toward the outer edge of that right foot. Tuck your left toes underneath. Lift your left knee up off the mat. Rise all the way up. Nice. Low runner's lunge. Take a twist. Left arm in front, right arm behind. Keep pressing into the ball of that left foot for balance. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. A gentle heart opening. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. And open up, warrior two. Left foot points toward the long edge of the mat. Right foot points directly toward the short edge of the mat. Strong gaze past your right fingertips. Check out your back arm and your front arm, making sure that they're level. Nice. And then right hand toward the inner edge of that right foot, or right elbow on your right leg. And inhale, left arm up toward the sky. Inhale, rise all the way up, straighten out that right leg. Pivot both feet toward the long edge of the mat, hands to either side of the hips. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Hands come right out in front of you. And take a moment here. This is your rest. You might even make your way down onto your elbows as you allow your inner leg line to gently open up. Deep breaths. And inhale. Come back up onto the palm of your hands. Nice. Belly button to your spine. Hands to either side of your hips. Rise all the way back up. Pivot your right toes back toward the short edge of the mat. Pick up your left heel. Ooh, squeeze your inner leg line together. See, I lose balance too. And exhale. Hands gently come over top of that right foot. Gently lower down onto your left knee one more time. Half split. Gently draw back, right toes point up toward the sky, heart draws forward. So you're not rounding your back to come down. I don't think you feel much by way of that. But if you draw your heart forward, about 2 feet in front of you is what you're aiming for. You'll feel a nice opening through your calf and your hamstrings. If you need more height, here's a good place to use your blocks. Nice. Come back onto the sole of that right foot. Hands come forward, step back, high plank, flow through. Lower down, Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Nice. Inhale, left leg up toward the sky. Your hips square toward your mat. Heel up toward the ceiling. Really pressing down through your fingertips and your knuckles so that you're not putting all of your weight on your wrists. And then now, peel open into your left hip. Left knee up toward the sky. Draw your right shoulder away from your right ear. And left leg straightens out behind you. Exhale, sweep left foot in between both hands. Nice job, you made it. Low runner's lunge. Take an extra breath here. And then let's flow. Exhale, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to your shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Gently lower down onto your right knee. Nice, come all the way up. Full low runner's lunge. Notice how your right hip flexors are feeling. Right, your hip flexors are right at the front of the hips, and it's actually what you need to use to climb those mountains, or if you're a runner, to make your legs come up towards your belly. And so they often shorten, especially even if you're sitting, they also shorten. Right arm up over your right ear, and tip on over towards your left hand side. Inhale, both hands to the center of the mat. Shift your left foot toward the outer edge. And maybe you peel open onto the outer edge of that left foot. Left hand on your left leg. Gaze past your left knee. 3 breaths here to open up that hip. And on that third breath, everything comes back to center. Take a gentle twist, left arm up toward the sky. And exhale. Left hand toward the outer edge of that left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath the mat. Lift your right knee up and arms up toward the sky. Nice crescent lunge. Take a twist here. Right arm in front, left arm behind. Keep pressing into the ball of that right foot. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arm, heart opener, heart up toward the ceiling. And arms up toward the sky. Open up your warrior two, engaging that left quadricep. Right toes are pointed toward the long edge of your mat now. Lower down into your side angle variation. Left elbow on your left leg or left hand toward the ground. Right arm up and overhead. Inhale, rise all the way back up, warrior two. Nice, straighten out that left foot and pivot both feet toward the long edge of the mat. This time, you're going to heel toe yourself once, 1.5 times, and then point your feet out about 45 degrees so that you're getting ready here for cat or goddess pose. Gently lower your sit bones down. Yeah, as low as you can get them into a squat. And your hands come onto your knees. And we'll just gently open up our inner leg line by gently drawing our gaze over the left leg and our gaze over the right leg. This generally feels pretty good. If you find yourself pretty tight, that's okay. Come down just as much as you can. Okay, now we'll get a little bit spicy. We'll do a little something. Come on back to center. Hands come to heart center. Nice. Tuck your pelvis in so that your bum's not facing all the way out. Tuck your pelvis in and we'll flow here. Inhale, straighten out both legs, arms up toward the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center, lower down, goddess pose. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, goddess. One more. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. And exhale, goddess. Gently straighten out both legs. You did a really good job. And reopen your feet about 1 or 1.5. I don't know, swivels, we'll call them. I totally made that up. Okay, left foot points toward the top of the mat and pick up your right heel, hands up toward the sky. Crescent lunge, you've been here before. Gently allow both hands to come to either side of that left foot. Gently lower down onto your right knee. Half splits. Draw your left toes up toward the ceiling. Heart draws forward. Try to square your hips, almost like as if you're trying to squeeze your hips together. Right hip comes back, left hip comes forward. And inhale, nice. Step back, high plank, flow through, lower down. Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Lower down into child's pose. Take a couple of breaths to catch up, to rest here. Your elbows can be off of the mat or on the mat. Okay. We don't want to stay here too long. Let's get back into our flow. Inhale, rise up, tabletop position. Tuck your toes underneath the mat and hips up toward the sky. We're going to do that exact same sequence a couple more times. We'll see how much time we'll be able to get in. Allow these movements to become familiar and allow yourself to just enjoy it. Just get into the flow. Now you know you have a sense of where we're going. Inhale, right leg up toward the sky, hips square. Then open up your right hip. Right knee points up toward the sky. Leg lengthens back out behind you. Exhale, sweep that right foot in between both hands, low runner's lunge. And exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, nose to shin 3 times. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Low lunge, gently lower down onto your left knee. Low runner's lunge, left arm up towards your left ear and tip on over toward the right-hand side. Opening up the front of that left hip. Hands come back to center. Shift that right foot toward the outer edge of your mat. Peeling open onto the outer right edge of that foot. If you have space, this time maybe you lower down onto your elbows. And then inhale, come back up onto the palm of your hands. Full sole of that right foot down on the mat. Shift that right foot back to center. Inhale, gentle twist. Right arm up toward the sky. And your next exhale, right hand toward the outer edge of that right foot. Tuck your left toes underneath the mat. Lift your left knee. Rise all the way up. Squeeze your inner line together to keep your balance. Nice crescent lunge. Twist. Left arm in front, right arm behind. Inhale, arms come back up, crescent lunge. And exhale, heart opening, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. This time, take your side angle variation. And if you'd like, if you can, give it a shot. Take a bind. Left arm behind your back. Right arm sweeps underneath that right leg. And maybe your hands clasped together. Maybe they're working on it. Draw the crown of your head, if you've got that clasp, if you've got that bind, toward the front of the mat. Nice. Gently release your hands. Open up your wings. Rise all the way up. Straighten out that right leg. Pivot both feet toward the long edge of the mat. Hands to either side of your hips and wide-legged forward fold. Hands coming out in front of you. Catch your breath here. Let that upper body go. Belly button to spine. Hands toward the ground. Hands to your hips, rise all the way back up. Nice pivot, right foot toward the top of the mat. Open up, crescent lunge, gently lower all the way down onto that left knee. Hands to either side of that right foot and draw your right toes up toward the sky. Yeah, I'm really hinting at something here when I'm telling you. You really want an open back leg line today. Your right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Inhale, come on back. Hands come to the top of the mat, step back, but we won't flow through. We'll just shift into a downward dog. Nice, let your breath anchor you. And next breath, inhale, left leg up toward the sky. Square your hips towards your mat to begin with. Then open up that left hip. Left heel tries to reach your right glute, your right butt cheek. Leg comes back behind you. Exhale, sweep left foot in between both hands. Low runner's lunge. And exhale, nose to your shin. Straighten out that left leg. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Inhale, low runner's lunge. Exhale, nose to shin. Really good. And inhale, low runner's lunge. Lower that right knee all the way down. Right hand comes up beside your right ear and tip on over toward that left side. So it feels really good for the front of that right hip, your hip flexors right there. And inhale, Rise up, both hands toward the center of the mat. Shift your left foot toward the outer edge of the mat. Peel open onto the left edge of your foot. And maybe you have the space this time. Your hips a little more open to come all the way down onto your elbows. Nice. Come back up onto the palm of your hands. Everything back to center. Take a gentle twist. Left arm up toward the sky. And exhale, left hand toward the outer edge of that left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath. Right knee up off of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, take a twist. Right arm in front. Keep pressing into the ball of that right foot. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms rise up. And next breath, warrior two. A swift change of your footing. Right foot faces the long edge of the mat. Lower down into your extended side angle variation. Take your time. Take your time. And if you can, try a bind. Right hand behind your back. Left arm reaches underneath that left leg, maybe even catching a bind. Crown of your head toward the top of the mat. Gently release your bind. Rise all the way back up, strong core, warrior two. Straighten out that left leg, pivot both feet toward the long edge of the mat, and close it up, maybe 1.5 swivels. Point your toes out about 45 degrees, hands to heart center. Lower down, tuck that pelvis in, goddess pose. Hands to either side of your feet, and bring your gaze toward the left, your gaze toward the right, your gaze toward the left, your gaze toward the right. Hands to heart center. This is where we work a little bit. Keep that pelvis tucked in. Keep that core engaged, belly button to your spine. And inhale. Arms come all the way up. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Lower down, goddess pose. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale. Nice, goddess pose. Arms come all the way up, hands to heart center, but your legs don't lower. You just open them up. I made up a new term now, 1.5 swivels. Then shift your left foot toward the top of the mat, pick up your right heel, low runner's lunge, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to either side of your left foot, low runner's lunge. Drop down onto your right knee. Left toes point up toward the sky, half splits. Right hip comes forward, left hip pulls back. Inhale, rise up. Come into high plank and shift into downward dog. So we'll take it from the middle this time. Inhale, right leg up toward the sky. Open up that right hip. Lengthen that right leg out behind you, and exhale, shift it in between both hands. Rise all the way up to crescent lunge this time. Yeah, taking it from the middle. Take a twist, left arm in front, right arm behind. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Lower down, your extended side angle. Now, if you have a block, this is a good time to use that block. Place the block at first toward the inner edge of that right foot. Left arm comes up toward the sky. Inhale, rise. Oh, take a twist. Right arm underneath your right leg. Left arm behind your back. Clasp your hands together if you can. And then gently release. Inhale. Arms open up toward the sky. Rise all the way back up. Warrior two. Nice. We'll shift to the other side. Both feet toward the long edge of the mat. left foot toward the back of the mat. Now you're facing the back of the room. Pick up that right heel, crescent lunge, taking it from the middle. Take a twist, right arm in front, left arm behind. Keep pressing into the ball of that right foot. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, open up warrior two. Take your time as you make your way into extended side angle. Take a bind, right arm behind your back. Left arm underneath your left leg, maybe clasping your hands together. Gently release the bind. Rise up nice and strong. Warrior two. Straighten out that left leg and heel toe yourself together so you don't lose balance, and pivot toward the top of the mat. Okay. I was going to get you to use the blocks in Warrior 2. You'll see why in a little bit, but I decided to tone it down a bit, maybe. Okay, take your block or your book. Make sure that if you're using books that they're stable. This is going to be kind of our last big thing that we do, and we'll wind down. Okay, standing nice and sturdy with that left foot. Plant the right foot onto the block. Yeah, exactly. And if this is where you want to be for the rest of this, perfect. You're doing a really good job. If you want a little bit more, you know how we did that bind in our extended side angle? Come into a bind now, wrapping right arm underneath your right leg, left arm behind your back, hands clasping. If your hands aren't quite clasping, you can also use a towel or a strap to begin with. Okay, and if you want to land here, again, choose your own adventure. Then this is pretty good. You're in a pretty good bind. If you want to go a little bit further, this is where the activation and the openness of your legs are going to come into play. Press down through that left foot, lift that right leg up toward the sky. I'm going to try to change so you can see. Yeah, nice. Bird of paradise. And if you can go even further than this, you have a pretty open back leg line, then maybe you even extend that right leg up toward the sky. Ooh, nice. Slowly rewind. Allow that right foot to come back down onto your support, onto your block. Unbind your hands. Rise all the way back up. Holy moly, good job. Shake that off. Okay, whenever you're ready. Deep breath and ground yourself for the opposite side. Left foot on your block. If you're on a block, the highest setting. Begin with a bind. Where you're really beginning is your intention. How far do you want to go today? How far do you need to go? Allow yourself to stop at any of these stations. If you want to go the full way, press down with that right foot and draw that left knee all the way up. Nice. If you want to keep going, only if you want to keep going, then begin to extend that left leg up toward the sky. Slowly lower back down, left foot down toward the block. Gently release your hands and moving nice and slow. Good job. Shake that off. Woo. Awesome job. Wherever you've landed today, the wisdom in your practice is being able to take what it is that you need. Nothing less, nothing more. And that, if that's what you did, excellent job. And if bird of paradise seems like so far-fetched, like a never, well, never say never. Your mind's eye now has something to visualize when you get into your binds. Okay, one deep breath here in mountain pose, palms face forward. And gently close your eyes. And just sense the rhythm that's flowing within you. Steady, even breath. No matter how fun, funky, hard, or challenging it gets on the outside, no matter what poses seem impossible and kind of crazy, you always have your breath to anchor you. And if you can take this wisdom off the mat. And you'll be able to use this in your daily life as well. Can you connect with now that ever sense of peace, stillness, and clarity that's always within you? That's currently keeping you upright, currently keeping your breaths long, long, deep inhale, long, deep exhale. Sense of calm. Soften the space between your brows. One last flow, a mindful flow. Gently flutter your eyes open, arms up towards the sky, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, swan, dive down toward the ground. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Plant your hands, hop or step toward the back of the mat, flow through, lower down, Chaturanga or onto your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Deep breaths. Shift your way into the last child's pose of the day. Big toes together, your knees as wide as you need them to be. And here, as your forehead makes contact with the earth underneath you, feel the connection between you, yourself, your whole body, and that of the earth. Inhale, rise up into tabletop position. Sweep your feet out in front of you and lower all the way down onto the ground, maybe hugging your knees into your chest, maybe rocking from side to side. And eventually, legs come straight out in front of you. Hands down beside you, palms face the sky. Let your shoulder blades fall nice and flat against the mat. Let your feet be free. They don't have to look a certain way. And take a releasing breath here to settle in. Long, deep inhale through your nose. And don't hold back. Exhale. Sigh it out through your mouth. Nice. Sink in, sink down. The name of the game is how fast can you sink in? How fast can you allow your eyes to drift to the back of your head and your head into the mat? And how immediate can this softening of your whole body be? From the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your feet. How jello-like can you get? What would it feel like if you were lying on jello? What would it feel like if you were jello? Yeah. This overall softening. This here, being in Shavasana, is a place where you receive the benefits of your practice. It's a place where the fruits of your efforts integrate themselves. So imagine yourself being integrated right now into the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice, to the strength that you've built throughout the practice, all the way to this place where you've become willing to and happy to take your rest. Complete your practice with 3 whole breaths, Slow paced, not rushed. 3 breaths without any anticipation or expectations. And then begin to gently reawaken. Bring some movement back into your body, your hands and your feet, ankles and your wrists. And maybe you extend your arms right up over your head. And as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest, your arms around your knees. Rock from side to side. And eventually tip on over to one side or the other. Use your hands to help you up into a seated position. No rush. Hands to heart center. Bow in towards yourself. Closing your eyes one last time and take an honest moment here to truly recognize yourself for showing up for yourself on your mat today, for your strength, for your wisdom, for that light that's within you. And then gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I cannot wait to see you again at the next class. Namaste.